All right, here's the deal. I've got big energy for 2025. And these books are either going to fuel it or they're going to wreck it. I'm trusting my gut, my mood, and maybe even a tinge of chaos dust to help me pick this list. So if you're looking for reads that feel aligned yet a little bit unhinged, I would definitely recommend sticking around. Let's see if my instincts were onto something, shall we? Okay, you know when a book just calls to you for no logical reason? Like, I feel like that is this list here. I didn't overanalyze. I didn't necessarily think that these would turn into big, like, Netflix shows or end up on the big screen. I did actually recently make a video about that, so you can go and check it out. But I just went with vibes, okay? I kind of read through the plot lines and took a look to see what I thought these would be best for. If you're into intuitive reading, TBR picks, need help deciding what you're going to do next month, this is exactly the video you should be paying attention to. You're in the right place. Let's go ahead and dive in. Now, as any unhinged bookworm knows, I love a good presentation. So that's exactly what I'm going to give you today. First up in our list of books that I'm betting my energy on, we have Parents Weekend by Alex Finlay. I truly believe from the bottom of my heart that I am going to fall in love with this book for the writing and the plot line. I just feel like it has such a good description that it's going to be hard to kind of lay out what the description says in a poor way, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like the author would have to try really hard for this to be a bad book based on the setup alone. I know that it's written with multiple points of view and in a past and present timeline. I'm super excited. By the time you guys are seeing this, it may already be out. So I'm really pumped about it, and I will definitely be reading it as soon as I can. I have pre-ordered it. I'm very excited. I'm interested to see how this particular group of parents, good time or, weekend away, turns into this thriller plotline that they have described. So very excited for that. Next up, we have The Note by Oliver Burke. I do believe that I did discuss this in the Blockbuster video, but again, I'm just really excited for the energy of this book based on the description. I have already ordered it, and by the time you guys see this again, I probably will have already read it. So I will definitely give you an update and let you know. But yes, I just think that it's going to be really great. On Goodreads, it did have a rather low rating. Over 8,000 people, almost 9,000 people rated it, and it's got less than a 3.5. So I am a little concerned about that, but I do think that it's going to be perfect for me. Next up, Whispers of Dead Girls. Now, this one, shockingly, has almost 4 stars on Goodreads, which I'm excited to see. I feel like we don't often see that these days. This is by Marley Bush, and it comes out at the end of May. I think that I'm really going to like this book because it does have like a student going back to their own school to work after like post-graduation. Which is something that I have done, not the actual school, but I am still within the county that I graduated from and teaching at a school within the county that I graduated from. So I do think it's going to be really good. It's got some murder in there. She's dogged by the scandal that ruined her childhood. I feel like scandal, like there's some elements that we aren't exactly sure of yet, and I'm very excited to figure out what they are. Next up, we have Dead of Summer by Jessa Maxwell. This one is coming out at the end of July, and I'm really sad to have to wait that long, but I do have a little trip planned for August for my husband and myself, so this looks like it's going to be a good read for just that. It looks like there's going to be some disappearance and someone returning to figure out like the true story of what happened to her friend, which is a pretty typical thriller plot line. So I'm really excited to see how Jessa kind of turns it into her own story. It's got a 3.54, but it only has, again, 89 ratings. And I personally do not feel like less than 100 ratings is enough to kind of sway my opinion one way or the other. I just don't think that's a wide enough pool of readers to give like the best rating from personally. I typically, if I want to take a rating seriously, I look for something above typically 500 ratings. Excited. I've not read this author's other books, but they seem to do really well as well. So we'll have to see what happens. I'm very excited. And I do actually wonder how long this will be, because I'm going to just guess based off of what I have here and the research that I did that it's not going to take more than a weekend for me to read. Coming out in July is The Lake Escape, and it's coming out mid-July. Honestly, it's coming out a few days before my sister's birthday, so I will probably buy it for her birthday. That way I can read it once she's done. So The Lake Escape, again, it looks like another really great summer read. There is a family going on their yearly vacation to the lake. There's a dark past, two women with no known connection to each other, aside from their shared vacation spot, have vanished without a trace exactly 30 years apart, which actually is giving Society of Lies by Lauren Lane Brown. I actually just finished it and it was 100% a 5-star for me. But if I could just go on a side tangent for like a quick second, I really have been liking the time lapse disappearances lately. They have just given like a fresh perspective, in my opinion, of thriller reads. So I'm excited to see how this author, Jamie Day in particular, kind of pulls everything together for that timeline lapse. And I'm seeing here that she has another book called The Block Party. And I just want to look it up really quick because it sounds like another one that would be right up my alley. Why does this cover look familiar to me? This one, okay, so her other book that is on the cover of The Lake Escape is called The Block Party, and it was rated one of the hottest thrillers of 2023. It says, let's see, it came out on my sister's birthday in 2023. So this summer, meet your neighbors. There's an exclusive cul-de-sac, web of lies, scandals. Ooh, there has been a murder on the night of the annual summer block party. So I'm definitely going to have to go back through and read that one as well. They're definitely, like, just based on the descriptions and the covers, they're giving like quick summer thriller read, like a beach read. If you don't like to read like romance beach reads or like fun and uplifting beach reads, I don't. So I'll have to go back and check on these and see what they are all about. That was The Lake Escape. Next we have The Influencers. This is another one that doesn't have very many reviews. It has 169 ratings and 128 reviews, and it has a 3.51. But I thought that this one had a really interesting point of view. It's about a group of social media influencers whose mom, I believe, if I remember that correctly, was found murdered, and the suspects are all of her daughters that she made famous. And I think that that is going to be a really great story. I think it's a very unique perspective as well, because you typically don't see the after effects, honestly, of like child influencer channels and what can happen as those children age. And, you know, go through their years of their parents filming them so that they can profit, which is a whole nother topic for another time. I will not go on that side tangent, but I am firmly against family channels and stuff like that. So I think that this is going to be a really great perspective, and I'm excited to see how the author portrays it. Then we have Don't Let Him In by Lisa Jewell, which I looked up because I'm pretty sure that this is getting a screen adaptation, but then it was not this one. Get getting a screen adaptation for Lisa Jewell is None of This Is True, which I do actually have right here because I need to read it. And so I left it out on the table so I wouldn't forget. This was not on my TBR for this month, but I do want to get it done and get it read before the Netflix feature comes out. So anyway, Lisa Jewell has Don't Let Him In coming out at the end of June. And I think that this is going to be a really great story because there are multiple perspectives for sure. Don't know if it's written as a time jump type of book, but I am very excited. That seems to be like a lot of different perspectives, and that just really keeps me interested. The cover is intriguing. The title is very intriguing. And I've read other Lisa Jewell books before and liked them. And I have also read some that were not my favorite. So this one personally for me can go either way, but I do think that it has a lot of potential. Yeah, small town florist with dreams of expansion. She's living with her second husband and baby, 2 sons from a previous marriage. The people may not be who they say they are. There is a shocking collision course between 3 women. When I was reading through the description, it kind of like had reminiscent tones of The Last Thing He Told Me by Laura Dave, you know, because her husband disappears and then she finds out that he's not at all who he says he is. And I do think that this is going to be its own moment here in 2025, and I am absolutely here for it. Okay, and then we have the follow-up to The Perfect Marriage by Geneva Rose, and that is The Perfect Divorce. This one has 4.3 stars out of 922 ratings on Goodreads. I personally have actually never read The Perfect Marriage, and I'm probably the last person on earth, I'm going to guess, that hasn't read that. But I do think that this sounds really, really good. The only thing I'm not sure about is if I have to read The Perfect Marriage before I read The Perfect Divorce. Like, what do you guys think? If anyone's received, this doesn't come out till August. So if you've received an advanced reader copy, you'll have to let me know, like, can I just read this one or do I have to read The Perfect Marriage first? Really, really good stuff going on in here. And I know that The Perfect Marriage has sold so many copies. If I'm not mistaken, this is also getting a screen adaptation. Yes, okay. So The Perfect Marriage is definitely getting a screen adaptation. So yeah, that is super exciting as well. So many great upcoming screen adaptations. I can't wait. If you need a full list of that, definitely let me know because I can make an entire video on all of the upcoming screen adaptations, not just the ones that I wish would get a screen adaptation. Now, if I had to guess, the book that I'm going to like the most out of everything that we talked about today is going to be, I'm going to go with a wild card and I'm going to pick Whispers of Dead Girls. The other books I had already looked into, but this one really caught me off guard. And again, it just kind of sounded like something that I would personally relate to. Not that I had any kind of like traumas or anything like that, but just like the similarities between the lead character and myself and our, you know, background. I thought that that would be super interesting, and it almost got 4 stars on Goodreads. So I'm going to say the one that I would like the best is Whispers of Dead Girls. And then I think that the one that I'm going to like the least is